Alright, now onto the disassembly of the frame. Right here I have the Tokyo Marui tan plastic. To give you a comparison, this is the garter one. Here's what broke on me. These the screw holes in the back, they were getting a lot of pressure from the blowback, and they broke. So my trigger, the hammer assembly, pops out. But that's not what you care about. This video is obviously for the disassembly, not for my problems. So I'm going to get to it. Now, assuming you've disassembled it already, here's what you've got to do. One thing I recommend starting with is the safety, just because it's simple. Get a screwdriver or some other thin object you can just fit in here, and you'll see the spring for it. Just get underneath it with this and just pull it straight out, just like that. Alright, there you go. Now your mag release should just come out on the other side, like so. Okay, now one thing to be aware of, there are only 2 pins on this receiver. Excuse me, 3. Can you guess which ones are the pins? Oh wait, there's 5. No, actually not really. These are fake pins. Boy, do they look realistic. So don't bother pounding on those. I ruined the finish a little bit on this side by doing that, because they do look real. But next step is to unscrew these 2 screws. I only have 1, as you can see. But yeah, just unscrew that. Obviously you'll be unscrewing the one on the left and the right side, but I don't have that luxury. Now, once you've done that, your trigger or your hammer assembly should come out just like that. You'll also have a little metal piece here with the spring behind it. Try not to lose the spring. It does have pressure behind it. That's your disconnector. I don't have it in this gun. I have it in a different gun at the moment. Alright. I'll show how to disassemble this in a different video. This is just how to open up the slide, clear out the slide to replace parts. Now this next step is also really easy. On the left side here, you'll see a screw up here. Pardon me. Screw right here. You'll need to unscrew that. It's also a very small screw, so I recommend precision screwdrivers or an eyeglasses disassembly kit. Alright, I'll take that in camera so you can kind of see. Hopefully the focus isn't too bad. The lighting in here isn't great, but I don't have a desk lamp in this room. I feel like I'm explaining it pretty thoroughly. Now this is a long screw, so it will take a bit to come out. Now with a little bit of pressure, pop off this right here, your slide catch. You can even pop it out from this side. There you go. Just take that out, and this whole piece should just come right out, just like that. Okay, so getting there. You want to pop out all 3 of these pins. I'm going to do that off camera. It's not a huge task. I don't remember which way they go in a stock gun. I probably reversed mine, but you'll know. If it's just not coming out at all, tap it out from the other side. Alright, punch those all out. Saved you a little time of watching it. Now you'll see parts are starting to fall out, so you might as well help them out. You can pull the trigger out right away. With a little bit of wiggling, there you go. Now this is my least favorite part of this disassembly. Right here, there are 2 Allen keys in here, and they are incredibly small. I don't even believe an 050 Allen wrench fits. I was lucky enough to find a Phillips screwdriver, or a flathead, that fit into the threading quite well. The head of the Allen key. The grub screw. God. And on one side I was unfortunately unable to remove it, so I just drilled it out. It's way easier than trying to unscrew the little buggers, but it's completely your choice. So it's up to you. And once you've done that, it's not a big task of removing these selector switches. Mine are actually glued back in, so I'm going to have to pop them off with a little bit of force and maybe a little heat. So I'll skip that part. Alright, finally got both of them out. Trust me, it's not fun, and it does not... It's doable, but it takes a little bit. And then this piece just comes out just like that. So I'll set those aside for now. Now this, your disassembly bar is quite easy to remove. Just twist it all the way up and push back on this piece here, and it should pop right out just like that. Now you're almost ready to have it completely disassembled. Actually, it pretty much is completely disassembled. Just need to get your finger under here and work this piece out, the whole front assembly. Got your guide rail here, and it's out. Now you're going to have these two pieces fall out. There's your serial number plate and this little backing to it, which really I don't see the point to it, but I'm going to leave it in there. That there is an MT57 frame. Bear with me and I will show a reassembly. Okay, now we reassemble it. This is my least favorite part of the reassembly right now, is the serial number tag. This goes in just like this, like that, pressed into place, and put this little plastic piece just inside of where it is also, behind it like that, and it should sit pretty level. Now this is why this part sucks, is because you have to put this back in, and hopefully you don't knock those pieces out by trying to fit this in. It happens though. So let me see if I can't get it in place. Just like that. Try not to do a a slide it in, just press it straight down. And it's in place, as you can see. Now you'll want to, again, push back on this piece. Get your disassembly lever here with the pointy end down and towards me, or in towards the right. Get it in there and then just get it seated like that, and then you release this. So it's in place, and it should be under spring tension. Alright, now again with the selector switches, putting them back in, you'll want to grab a selector switch, check the fitting here. You'll know what I mean if you have one. It's got this squared off circle, and it only fits in one way, so you can pretty much tell which way's up. Actually, the way with the holes is up. This way you know which one's left and right. And pop in the safety onto both sides. Alright, now if you have your screws, now's the time to screw them back in. I don't. For me, I would put a small amount of glue into each side before I put the selector switches in. Completely up to you, but that's just my preference. Now you'll want to take your trigger and just wiggle it back into place. Alright, like so. Now you're going to need to punch those pins back into place. Alright, I have those all back in place. Now we go back to our slide catch, which goes in just as easy as it came out. It's to be arranged like this. So you've got the little screw hole back here. You've got this bump back here, that piece in the middle, and then the crook towards the right side of your gun. You'll also have a spring in here, back here, that this kind of fits into. You can see it right there. You'll want to make sure that's in place, and it'll just fit in just like that. Now kind of line this up so there's the opening, and then take this guy right here, make sure you have it facing the right way. I'm not sure I do. This piece is very difficult for me to remember which way it goes. We'll see whichever way fits is the winner. So make sure you got that pressed in completely, and then just screw this this long screw back in. Now we go down to the we'll put the selector switch, or the selector switch, the mag release back in right now. Alright, so you've got this in place. Now take your spring, and if you're right-handed and you want the mag release on the left side, put the spring in. I recommend just using some pliers and squeezing this and pushing it into place down the slot where it goes into. So I will do that real quick. And once you have it down about most of the way, you'll have to kind of move that little crooked end and put pressure on it so it fits into the actual mag release and goes down the rest of the way. So I will try to. Going about it is hold it like this, have your pointer finger on your mag release, have your thumb pushing down on the spring, and then just put pressure on it with a screwdriver. Alright, so you got that in place. Now you want to make sure you have all your springs in place, meaning my slide catch spring, just like that. And then make sure the trigger bar is all the way towards the rear. Make sure you have your disconnector with the spring on it on here. I don't, but you'll know those pieces. They come with it. And then you'll just want your trigger bar in place like this. It almost fits like a puzzle piece, just into there. Now you'll be able to just wiggle it in like that. Now just do what you did before in opposite, and screw in the screws on the rear here. Just tighten both of those screws down, and you're good. Do a quick function test. And it looks to be in perfect working order. That's really all it is to switching out slides on this thing. Slides and frames, excuse me. If you're still unsure about something, anybody has any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment. I'll reply back as quickly as I can, and I will reply to any comments that are relevant. If you also have questions about other gas pistols, especially Glocks, Tokyo Marui system, please feel free to ask. I've pretty much been through about anything you can imagine. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and there should be more to come.